Spider daisy. Oh, do I have a spider daisy in here? I forgot the daisy. Ooh. Hey friends, okay, listen, it is 5:30 in the morning and my Bloombox just came. So if you are in the San Francisco Bay Area, you can get a flower delivery that arrives every Wednesday at first thing in the morning. So mine comes usually around 5:30 in the morning, and it is a box filled with fresh flowers from around the Bay Area. So I love, love, love this box. It is my favorite thing that happens on Wednesdays. It is $39 per week with tax, and so mine comes to about $42 every week. I do skip weeks. You can choose how many times you want this delivery, if you just want it once a month, or you want it like even longer than that, like, you know, once every 2 months, or you want it every week or every other week. I typically get it every other week. I have found that the flowers last about 2 weeks. I have my bouquet from 2 weeks ago, still looking beautiful. So stick with me and we're gonna unbox this. I'm so excited. And I'm sorry I'm a little quiet because everybody in the house is still asleep. So I do think that Wednesdays can feel, oh, I'm cutting my head off. So this is what the box looks like when it arrives. This one is feeling very new. Usually you leave your box out on the porch and then they'll take the box and recycle it. And so sometimes the boxes are a little bit beat up. This one feels very, very new. So you do get this information sheet. This sheet is critical, in my opinion, to the box. It has all the information about the flowers, including pictures, and then down below the instructions for the arrangement, including a picture of what your arrangement should sort of look like. I love this because it has the name of the flower down here, and then I can look up here and figure out what flower I'm supposed to be putting in my vase, because I have zero flower arranging skill. Which, once you see the end result, you'll be surprised when I say that, because these always come out so beautiful. So let's see. So our first step is to take out the ruscus. Any leaves in the waterline you can strip. So of course we're going to strip those leaves, because if you don't do that, you'll end up with moldy water, which nobody wants moldy water. So we'll got my clippers here, so we're going to clip these off. You know, I think sometimes Wednesdays can feel like the middle child in a family. Let's see, larkspur, and the larkspur looks like it's got some pink flowers on it. You know, Mondays we typically are all business. You know, you're getting ready for the week and you've got all these ideas, and sometimes you're like, it's like starting the day out at the gym. You've got all these lofty goals, and that's how it is with your first child. And then Fridays, that's always like the fun day, the day where, you know, you're looking forward to the weekend, and, you know, your last child would be the one, you know, retirement is coming. And Wednesday can be that forgotten middle kid. It's just kind of the day that nobody really likes, nobody remembers. And so receiving this box on Wednesday is always just the perfect punctuation to my week. It really just makes me so happy. I just love it. I just love it. So these are ginormous. Like, look how tall these things are. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll cut off the littler branches. So I've got 2 here, and then I've got another one here, just depending on how tall I really want this. So we'll keep it like this. We may trim that a little bit more. So this is a little taller than I was expecting, but we've got this little chunk here. I did once take a flower arranging class, and I remember them saying do everything in 3s. So 3s, and, you know, to balance everything out. So I try to follow that advice. I do 3s and then 2s, and we'll see how that goes. So it said on the larkspur, it said strip the leaves from the stem on these, cut the ends. They are more root-based and they may have soil covered on the ends. Just give them a fresh cut, break them apart, and just slot between the ruscus. You don't want to cut too much off of these. Keep the height. So that's what I did. I kept the height and I didn't cut too much, and I stripped the leaves, so that's perfect. Anthurium. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's this funny flower. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. That is gorgeous. This is, oh, and they included a little water thing here. That's perfect. If you were not going to be home when this delivery arrived, that would be beautiful to have to keep your flowers fresh while they were waiting on your porch. So that's a little tall for me. I'm not loving how tall that is. Let's cut that down a little bit more. So, and I feel like I'm doing this towards me, so still don't like the height necessarily on that. We're going to keep it like that for a moment. So that's a beautiful flower. It's very feminine flower. Secret Garden Roses. Pull out the outer petals and blow into the rose to detangle the petals a little, then cut them down. You'll probably have to cut a fair bit off of the stem. Don't worry about doing this. You want to group to the side of and around the anthurium. Cut at different heights. Of course, we want to cut at different heights, because if you have it all at one height, that makes a lot of disinterest in your arrangement. You know, I'm going to cut this down just a little bit more, because now that I'm realizing we're going to put those roses in, I don't want this quite as tall as it is. Okay. Again, I do try to make my arrangements a little high, just because I'm going to cut these little outer petals off. So I'm blow into it. It's a beautiful rose. Just because I go smaller and smaller, and that's how I kind of keep them lasting for 2 weeks. Another trick that I know is you can put them in the refrigerator overnight. If you do have room in your fridge, you can put them in your fridge and keep the bouquets nice and cool, and that will help keep them fresh. So I feel like I'm going to want to play with this a little bit more. Okay, there's that. So this is such a relaxing, I mean, it's 5:30 in the morning, but it is such a nice way to start a day, is with just arranging some flowers. So it did want me to group them. I'm not sure how much I really want to group those. Interesting. Well, we'll see what else we have, and maybe we might move those around a little bit. Okay, dendrobium. Put these in between the ruscus and the larkspur. Cut them down, but only a little bit. Dendrobium. Okay, that's what these are. Yep. So these are gorgeous. I get a close up on those. Isn't that beautiful? They look fake. They're so gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're just going to cut a tiny bit off the bottom of those. Oh, those are beautiful. I hope those don't get lost in the arrangement, because they're so pretty. I would almost just want a stem of these. They're almost like an orchid. I don't know if that's what they are, but they're so beautiful. They must be part of the orchid family, right? I don't know. I don't know my flowers well enough to know this. Okay. Beautiful. All right, and then we've got the status we cut ours into smaller pieces and just slotted in between the whole arrangement, mainly in between the roses, dotted into any space we could find. So I will just dot these into spaces here. Again, we're just going to kind of trim these and get some of this excess off. So once this arrangement gets smaller, what I'll do is I will cut these into smaller pieces and then really slot them. But for right now, we're just going to stick these in here since this is going to be a very tall arrangement at first. Just going to stick them in here around the roses just to frame, to do some framing and add some more color because these, what were they called? Spider daisy. Oh, do I have a spider daisy in here? I forgot the daisy. Oh, this was supposed to go in. Oops. Well, we'll add the status for the status. I don't know. Somebody help me with that word. So I'll just tuck these around the roses. Add some more color to our bouquet. So you can see how it's coming along. And see if we need a bit more down front. Yeah, let's put a little bit more down here in the front. Let's see, or maybe to the side. There we go. Oh, no, that didn't work. I'll do a few more in the front just to frame the roses. Okay, and then we've got this daisy that now I've got to figure out where that's going to go. I think I'm going to put it in the exact same spot as the photo. So we're going to put it in the exact same placement. It needs to be cut down a little bit more. It's pretty, and it's unwieldy. So we're just going to carefully smooth that there. And then sometimes I use the other stems to help move my flower around. Again, I am not an expert at this. I just follow the instructions and hopefully get a pleasing result, which I always think it looks beautiful, and my kids typically love it as well. So there we go. You know, I'm going to cut this rose down just a tad bit more. It's a little large for blocking the daisy there. And there we are. So there's my arrangement from Bloombox this week. I may move things around a little bit or adjust, but again, this is the best way to begin your Wednesday. You know, the end of the week, the final push for the week is just to start with a beautiful bouquet of flowers. And it is my favorite thing about Wednesdays. So please consider subscribing to our channel. I do unboxings, although this one is San Francisco Bay Area specific. We do other boxings, family boxings, and other things. And we really appreciate a like, a thumbs up, or please subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching.